guys, welcome back to my channel. It has been a minute. Sorry, I was taking a little YouTube break and taking a little break from everything, but I am back. It is January and it is time to talk about housing market here in California and across the country. I'm going to share my screen today with you and I'm going to be talking to you to my camera like normal. My name is Tristan. I am a local holistic San Diego realtor. If you don't know what that is, no worries, you can always ask me. And I'm going to talk to you guys about the housing market today because the housing market, it impacts everything. It impacts all economy and it drives a lot of economy forward. So today we're going to be looking at just the housing market numbers that came out for December here in San Diego. Then we're going to dive a little bit into California as a whole. And then we're going to go into national news, especially the top hottest markets that nationally we expect to see. And then I'm going to end with a couple of ideas. If you can't afford to buy a house in San Diego, where could you be? All right, so for the numbers that just came out for the month of December, we're up 12.5% here in San Diego County, and every part of the county is up. That's just kind of the way it is right now. Every single part of that county is up. 5% in East County, 13% in Metro, 4% in North, and South County is up 11%. So we're seeing those numbers continue to rise, even though home sales are down 7.3%, mostly because of inventory and affordability. However, interest rates are coming down, and we do predict that they will continue to come down throughout the year. So are they going to come back down to 3 or 4%? Nope. But most likely we'll see the 6s. If we get real lucky, we'll get a 5 in it towards the end of the year. What will this do for you as home buyers and sellers? Well, home sellers are saying that they are going to sell because they've been pent up, they've been waiting, and they just finally got to make this move. So it's really important to watch if inventory starts to tick up, because if inventory ticks up past the amount of buyers that are shopping, then we're going to see prices start to soften. Now, why would that happen? If buyers can still not afford, even with the lower interest rates, then we will not going to have enough buyers shopping. And so we have to watch that. It's a really delicate balance. Whenever you're thinking about timing the market, really you can time right now and you know what's going to happen right now. If you think about the future, you don't know. It's kind of a crapshoot. So buyers out there, my biggest advice is get in this market because there is no crash coming. I think I did my keyword research today and it was like, when is the crash coming? No crash coming. Stop waiting for that. You are losing equity every time you don't buy, and you're losing just your sense of being, and you're like being at home. This is my house. This is my office. I love being here. It's my pride to take care of my own home and build equity. We've built several $100,000s of equity in just the last couple of years. So get in that market. If you can't afford to get in the market, go to a family member, go to a friend. Ask your friends to start pulling money together to buy a house, and then you guys can all be roommates together, and then one of you can buy another person out. So many options out there, you guys, but you have to get creative when thinking about this. Now, if you don't want to buy here in California, a lot of people are taking their money and they're going elsewhere because they want more cash flow. They want to build an investment portfolio. They want to have what's called doors. So you could look at places like Ohio, Knoxville, places that the down payment and the cost isn't going to be that high, but the rent is going to give you a couple $100 every month. And if you can accumulate 4 or 5, 10 of those doors, then that will help. I'm going to put a link down below to the hottest markets that Zillow thinks is going to happen in 2024 so that you can decide if purchasing a rental property is going to be in your best interest. All right, so let's keep going down with what's happening for prediction wise, or let's go into California. All right, so we are going to be looking at 4 different experts and what they think is going to be happening in the housing market. Number 1, higher than before mortgage rates and low inventory will continue to keep the housing market tight and competitive. You are going to want to make sure you really know what you're doing when you're buying a house and make sure it's the right thing for you. My job is never to convince somebody to buy or sell a house. I'm here to be a resource and a guide and make a strategy for your long-term prosperity, wealth, and memories and all of the wonderful stuff that comes with owning or selling real estate. No one believes any conditions are gonna get worse for buyers. So it could get better and prices may get a little softer, but we won't see the big skyrocketing prices if more sellers put their homes on the market. That's gonna be a number one key thing. Zillow is expecting rates to stay between 7 and 7.5%. I don't think that that's gonna happen. We're already below that, so those guys are crazy. More likely around 6 to 7%. Okay, so one thing that people are starting to talk about is something called the silver tsunami, okay? What the heck is a silver tsunami? Okay, so we're gonna have this huge amount of people hitting retirement age, plus the baby boomers who have not moved out of their house. And this is gonna transition the housing market in a big way. A lot of people are gonna have to downsize, go to assisted living, and we could see a lot more homes hit the market. That could really give some ease to the inventory problem here. Baby boomers have $18 trillion in real estate and Gen Xers only have $13 trillion. So you can kind of see how that impacts who's holding the housing right now, which it could be really good for anybody who wants to buy a house and is just not finding one that they like. One increase we could see in demand is multi-generational housing or homes that you can buy and build an ADU on. I know that's a really big deal here in San Diego as we want to get rents or we will have family members that we want to put into our houses. So I said we were going to talk a little bit about California as a whole. California as a whole is up to a median price of $793 according to Redfin. That is up 8.3% year over year. And the amount of homes is down 6.6% again due to lack of the inventory. Median days on market is 31, so that did tick up. That is usually around the holidays. We do see a longer time on market. The top 10 metros in California with the fastest growth is going to be Irvine, Carlsbad, Santa Monica, Rancho Cordova, Redlands, Lake Forest, Chino Hills, Thousand Oaks, Novato, Petaluma. So those are going to be ones that you guys want to watch. If you're living in those areas, good for you. You're going to have some great growth. If you are trying to buy in those areas, do expect that it will be a little challenging. As of the end of November, we were down 14% in houses for sales. So that's quite a big down. We definitely have an inventory problem here in California, and many places in California don't have the space to build. So we're gonna have to see what happens. California housing demand, 41% sold over asking price. That is a little bit higher than it was last year. Only 23% had price drops. I will say I saw more price drops in San Diego County than I had in a while. And as we kind of evened things out. And our sales to list price ratio, that means what that was listed at and what they took as an offer, was 100%. So pretty much we didn't get too many crazy offers over or anything like that. Where are Californians going? Well, let's take a look at this map. We are going to Sacramento, actually. Can you believe it? More affordable, I guess. Las Vegas, lots of Florida places, of course. South Carolina, Tennessee, Phoenix, Arizona, and Portland, Maine. Well, that is a big change from California. So if you're curious where people are moving from and leaving California too, this will give you a great idea. And the top 10 places people are moving from, most of them are going to be high expensive areas such as Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York, Seattle, places where the cost of living in California is not so shocking. Okay, if you guys are going to be renting, actually the rent in the US is going down a little bit. So that's a great thing for people. If renting is an option for you and home buying's not, then go rent. That works out great. So if you're trying to think about buying or selling a house this year, call me anytime. We can do a strategy session. I spend about 15 minutes walking you through what it looks like to buy or sell in today's market so you can understand if it is the right thing for you to do. Make sure you guys are checking out my other videos, and I will see you guys on the next one.